Hey guys, my name is Fabian Escobedo, and I did my study on B.F. Skinner, and I did my project on a Prezi. So I hope this works and enjoy. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I just said, I did the study on B.F. Skinner, and I happened to get a nice, fun cartoon of him actually right there with a mouse, and we'll get to that soon. So just a quick heads up. It was B.F. Skinner who said education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. And I thought that quote is pretty interesting, involving the fact that we are here trying to become educators ourselves. So, who is this guy? B.F. Skinner was born in 1904 and died in 1990. He was a famous psychologist who actually went to Harvard and studied the ideas of human behavior. This mad genius is most famous for his creation and studies of the Skinner box. Why I chose B.F. Skinner? See, I chose him in the first place because he's the only guy I honestly remembered when I went to Psych 101 freshman year of college. And the reason behind it is the reason why I remembered him so dearly was because the man was talking about positive and negative reinforcement, which I feel it's an everyday use. And as a teacher or future educator, I want to learn these methods, or who the guy who thought about these things. So pretty much right now I'm gonna go do my presentation, and on the bottom, I don't know if you guys see it, I'm just gonna say that I want to walk through his discovery of what he found when he did these experiments, when specifically the Skinner box, and then after later on, it's mostly about how I would go about using this in my classroom. So moving on, the Skinner box. The Skinner box was a behavioral experiment and was Skinner's huge study. By this, I mean he experimented on mice and also on birds, but specifically this one, it would be a mouse getting, as you can tell, touching a lever, and it would either get shocked for negative reinforcement, or it would get fed food, which would be a positive reinforcement. And just to quickly show you guys what I'm trying to explain, I found an actual YouTube clip, and let me see if I can just click that. So, can behavior be controlled, or can it be worked on? And that was the question throughout this, and I always feel like for myself, was always curious and wanting to know. So, just to clarify, positive reinforcement. As you can tell, the little mouse there, it's a hint, it's positive. So, I just wanted to explain positive reinforcement is the increase of pleasure after a consequence. So, I have two examples. So, for this example right here, a teacher giving students stickers after a good day of class, no talking or and all work completed. So in this situation, I see it all the time, especially as a TA. I work with kids all the time, and the faces, the smiles I get when I would give him or her a sticker, or I'd give him a pat on the back for saying, "Hey, congratulations, we went through this day. You completed everything, and you know what? I couldn't have been more proud." Or I specifically do this all the time when I see a kid sign up for homework help, showing he or she wants to improve. I always try to be there to give the child a candy, for example. So, anyways, moving on. So this one I have B.F. Skinner's experiment of operant condition was the mouse pushing the lever and getting food. This would be positive reinforcement because the mouse is finding out that if he presses the lever, it would receive food, and it would keep pressing it just to keep eating. And it's the same situation with a kid doing well and expecting to get more of a positive reinforcement, a sticker, a candy, and so on. Negative reinforcement is the avoiding, removing, or stopping of a negative outcome, the feeling of relief. So, just to clarify this, I wanted to make sure you guys know it's not punishment, and we're not doing anything to erase a behavior, even though that is also considered to be a poor choice of dealing with a certain behavior. So one cannot eliminate, one can only control. And this goes on with the mouse. For example, the mouse touching of the lever during a wrong time, during a light on or off, and the sounds of it, hearing, it would get an electric shock. As you can tell, I put a little image there so you guys can see what a sound mouse would look like. Not an actual mouse, but yeah, anyways. Now, an example of this classic example, this is how I learned it, and this is how I always remember it. A child touches a hot stove and feels pain. The child will quickly relieve and avoid his or her hand from feeling that pain. So it's like feeling that heat, that agitating pain. It's like, why would you still be there? So what he or she learns to do is remove it and know for future that that's what it is. That's what's gonna hurt it or affect it, and it should stay away. So what I have here is how I would deal with certain things in my classroom. So I am gonna go talk to you guys about positive reinforcement in my class. So I consider myself a sweet tooth, and I believe every kid deserves some candy. It's probably a horrible thing. I'm sorry for all dentists out there, but I believe strongly that if a kid does well, he or she deserves some Jolly Rancher, and I try to do that, especially as a TA now, working and feeding the kids some sour candies when I can, and I would love to carry that on as much. And just emphasize, I would not give. I want to give a kid who's consistently doing well, not just one little spark, even though that's more ahead in the future. Anyways, so negative reinforcement. Another strong thing I believe is when you're in a classroom, I believe you're a team, you're a unit. If everyone learns, we all learn, we all get it. And I believe we need to succeed off learning from our mistakes. So I would take away recess and make everyone have a reflection time. And yes, the whole class. That's how I would do it, at least, because I want every student to learn of what they can accomplish. Now, here's my references, and I use 2 books and 2 websites, and one of my books were actually my freshman year of college. I have it still, so it was pretty cool. But the overall thing is, B.F. Skinner talks about reinforcement and conditioning, and for me it was a huge deal, and it's an important aspect of teaching. And having this guy, sorry about that, having this guy explain his theories and having it being involved in everyday life goes past a classroom, and it goes from when you're growing up as a child to still becoming an adult. And I learn every day positive, negative things. I am blessed to be here, and you know what? This is awesome. And thank you.